So I came across this product, the Shaper Trace, on Kickstarter a while ago. I wasn't familiar with the Shaper company before that, but from what I could see, they're more targeted towards woodworking than 3D printing. But being able to physically draw SVG files seemed worth the £75 backing. Several months later, and it arrived in this nice sleeve box packaging. Inside we have a small envelope with instructions for getting started, and a booklet of inspiration, showing items made with the matching drawings. A 0.5mm fine tip pen is also included. It's branded, but there's nothing special about it, it really is just a regular pen. And then there's the frame itself. There's not that much to it really. It feels quite high quality, but it is just a textured top surface for the camera to recognise the frame, with a rubber surface on the bottom to stop it sliding around on the desk. And there are some markings embossed in the frame so you can tell the orientation. Following the instructions guide, you're taken to the Shaper website, where you create an account and scan the QR code to add the frame to your account. Then you can use the trace function and enable permission to use the camera. While the camera is in use, it's a good time to add this page to your home screen, creating a web app, so that you can use it like a normal app instead of going to a website. First, I thought I'd scan the logo as its simple shape and solid block out rather than the thin line as demonstrated in the examples. And I covered up any other text and icons with other bits of paper. All of the detail, including the edges of the paper and the grain pattern from the table, were picked up. From your account, you can access the Shaper Hub, which is a community page with designs and projects from other members. The Studio, which is an in-app vector designer and editor, and access to the shop for other Shaper products. I then tried this subscribe button that I'd made to test the Snapmaker's dual extruder, video coming up for that. It even did a good job of picking up the slight red stringing across the lettering. I grabbed a scrap bit of A4 paper which the frame covers with good margins. There's some stains and marks on this page, so I was interested to see if they would be picked up or not. I picked a familiar shape to draw. Please excuse my lackluster art skills. The scan did pick up the marks on the paper, so that's worth considering if your sketch is a little messy. Once you're finished with the drawing and taken the photo or scanned it in, you can download the SVG to your phone or save it to your files on your account. So on the computer, you go to the Shaper website and log into your account, then click on your profile, select My Files. There you'll find your SVGs. Now in Fusion 360 you can select Insert, SVG, locate the file you've downloaded and select a sketch plane. There's quite a lot of noise in the like button drawing, extra vectors within the lines and rough edges around the fingers. This could simply be the texture of the paper being picked up, or an artifact of the size of the drawing, so maybe larger designs wouldn't suffer as much from this. One thing I wanted to test was the dimensional accuracy. So I grabbed a tape measure and scratched little lines in 10mm increments in both the X and Y axis. I was having difficulty getting good shots of this, and I experimented with the different lens options available, which gave varied success, but also the light was fading, so bright even lighting might be something to consider for fine details. It was clear that when importing the SVG into Fusion that the scaling was wrong. I thought this could be an outcome of using the different camera options. Maybe the 2x telephoto lens resulted in 2x scaling. I reset the default camera option back to the normal back camera and tried a rescan and paid attention to the measurements displayed, which showed to be close to what was expected. Then after inserting this new SVG into Fusion, found the same scaling issue. So if you're going to be using Fusion, make sure you set the XY scaling to 0.5 before confirming the placement of the SVG into the sketch. The rotation is also a minor factor. The orientation is set by the frame as portrait, but that's fairly inconsequential. There were a few issues with this product, however. Mostly the camera not working in the web app or website. Now this could have been because I was also screen recording at the time, but I had to restart the phone a couple of times in order to get it working again. One time I just used my phone as normal and after about 15 minutes it worked again. but this issue did occur several times. The whole assigning hardware to your account could lead to problems with resale value in the future if this can't be changed between accounts or has limited transfers, for example. As this is completely server based, if support ever stops for this product or the company closes, buyers are just left with a paperweight. There is a Studio Pro available at £109 a year, which seems a little high as all it seems to give you access to is more fonts and shapes etc. over the free version. But if you think this is something that you'd find useful, I'll leave a link to it in the description. It looks like it's still in the pre-order stage at the moment, but should be releasing soon, I would imagine. It's priced at £109, so it's not that cheap for what it really is, when you could just take a picture of a drawing and manually trace the image in the software. There is also spare pens listed at £10 for 6, working out at £1.60 per pen, so the price for the trace really is over £100 for the frame and the web app. If you have any questions about this or suggested uses, let me know in the comments. If this was helpful in any way, I'd greatly appreciate any support by liking the video or subscribing. Thanks for watching, see you in a bit.